Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So last time we did a little bit of playing around with our food processing, trying to use up the excess potato and vegetables. It didn't get very far because this is basically, well, it is working on the potatoes now, but this is about to fill up and then it's going to back up with wheat again. Now we seem to be doing okay for the moment, as in the potatoes are largely being used and the vegetables are largely being, we've got a bit of a backup of potatoes over here saying that. So we do have this option here. We could get this one going and for now just plug the potatoes in. I managed to squeeze this one in over here. It's one of these things I look at where I started off and I was like, I've got a plan for this. I'm looking at it now, I'm like, it was a terrible plan. None of it's really working as you want, but I think we're going to do this. So what we can do is if we just build all of that and then we come down here and just put a loose U-shaped connector there. That'll then start feeding potatoes into here when it's finally built. When you're ready, sunshine. Vegetables, we could, if we deleted this, if we think that this one on its own is enough, we could delete that and move the vegetables in there. Otherwise, obviously, it's a bit tight. So we'll see how that goes. And what I'll do over here, not that, on this one is I'll make vegetables the priority there. Well, priority over potatoes at least. So let's do that, see how that goes. Now this one is not feeding. Does this not have a wheat input anymore? What happened there? What happened there? Why does that not have a wheat input? So the wheat comes from here. If this is full, it sends it over here, which goes into this balancer. That priority one has disappeared because it took off, it didn't put a connector there. And I can't put a connector there, and it's because it's not connected to anything. You can't put a connector on a balancer. Well, there is a pretty easy fix for that. If we delete this one and then put the balancer there instead, and then do that, put a connector there, but then it can't put a connector into there. That seems to be working now. Okay, then we make that the priority out. Okay, so now we should have wheat going in here again. If we just watch this a second, the wheat should come into here and then get fed into here, which it is. Okay, good. But the wheat isn't coming into here. It does have wheat there. The wheat isn't getting in there. Does that mean the potatoes are also not getting in there? Pretty sure you can have a connector there. Might not be taking the potatoes in because that's probably what it is. It's not taking the potatoes in because they're not a priority. If I can't remove. If I just do that, just fills it up with potatoes again. I think that's the problem. I think it's just getting filled with potatoes so the wheat isn't getting through. So what I might do then is I might just do that. So this one will just do potatoes. And then this one will do vegetables and wheat. And then if we get rid of, we don't need that there anymore. And then if we connect that to there. Oh, let's try that again. If we connect that to there, then the wheat should be able to get in. Okay. Right, let's do that then. That's just come to collect the fuel gas. That's fine. We are full of fertilizer pretty much. Again, I don't really know. I don't know if it's anything to do with this. The average monthly fertilizer required to maintain the... Yeah, so we're not actually using the fertilizer at the moment. Not that it has any stored fertilizer. Why not? Because that pipe there hasn't been built. So we come over to one of these ones which should have fertilizer. It doesn't have any stored fertilizer. Because that little bit there hasn't been built. Oh, these little things will be the death of me. I swear. Right, so we have fertilizer. It looks like it's going to them now. So if we look over here, it is now storing fertilizer, but it isn't going to use any fertilizer. So I think we need to set a target here. So if we put this on, if we just put it onto like 100 on all of them, and I can't copy and paste the settings because I think it would change the planting. So this is going to make more food, which we don't necessarily need, but it will use up the fertilizer. And if it uses up all the fertilizer, it uses up all the fertilizer. That's not a problem. It will just make more with the more food it's making. That's fine. Okay. That's that sorted. I noticed there was a pipe missing down here for this water collector. So I've done that. It's raining, so that's going to start replenishing those. How is our water looking? 10,000 there. And 15,000. The water is full there. Well, that's not much of a problem, is it really? Do we probably want to put a flare on for the fuel gas if it fills up? Well, then no, because the flare goes to the input. So then there isn't an input. I suppose I could put this connected to a balancer, prioritizing this. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yes, and then it's this mess up here, isn't it? What do we do here? We definitely need more input. Oh, yeah, I moved it all down here. I was like, where's all my things gone? But they're all there. In the meantime, we do have the oil to start planning, which is going to be interesting. I don't know if there's much point in looking at recycling until we get this all set up. I suppose what we could do in the first instance, now we have the space, is we could just look at maybe building. If I could just copy... This was the iron, wasn't it? So that's going to go there. Just trying to, so it doesn't quite line up with that one there, but if we wanted to build 2 of those, that would go up to, including that, 1 tile beyond this. So let's just get a little 1 tile beyond this. So it would go up to, I actually wanted you 1 over. I actually wanted you 1 over. I didn't want you there. I don't know why that makes such a difference, but I wanted you there. So if we wanted iron, it would protect. If we wanted to double iron production, do we want to leave even more space is the question. Do we want to have potentially triple? If we did triple, where would that leave us? So one of them goes there. And then this one lines up with that belt, which I can't see because that's in the way. So that one would go there. So that would be 2. And then this one. So again, it lines up with that edge of that belt that I can't quite see. That one would go there. And then it lines up with this one. So it would go here. So it goes up to 1 beyond this. So it would be there. So if we want to have potentially triple iron, that's what we would need for that. If we wanted to do this after that, it would go probably there. So 1 up to that belt. So it'd go there. So it'd want to go, I think, there. That would be 2. Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. I think it was there, wasn't it? That would be 2. Which would take us up to... One, 2, 3, 4 off of that black one. About there. That would be 2. And if we wanted to do another one on top of that, So this was here. I think there. Although that doesn't look quite right, but let's just assume I did it right. Or was I looking at that potentially? Does that look more? I think it was lined up with that, wasn't it? So then another one would go about there. So again, it would be 4 away from this one. So then copper would have to start about here. Copper being this one, I'm pretty sure, yes. So copper would go about here, I think. And then as they clear up more space, we could expand further. I think that's probably what we want to do. I suppose what I could do is just actually plan it all out connected, right? That'd probably make more sense. I just don't want to be in a position where I have to just do all of this again, really. So if we're going to do iron, and this is cut all this, move this right back. So we're going to do iron. So we've got 1 iron, 2 iron. Can that handle 2 belts worth? It takes 24, so that would be fine. We would just do that, or off that one, whatever. That's complaining, but could do that, so that's fine. We wouldn't even need that, would we? We just need that. Yeah, okay, so anyway, that fits. That's all that I really care about. So that would be 2. And then 3. I do still have them down there, don't I? Yes, so let's delete that. And then we would... then we would really mess that up. Let's get rid of that. Copy this again. And then we would want this, which would line up here. Is that right? Yeah. And I don't mind it being really close because we wouldn't be expecting to have to expand this anytime soon. 1. Two. What do these take? 24. So that would be able to do like that and that. I think we deleted a chimney, did we? Or just didn't put that one down there. Wait, why did that go wrong? I'm very confused now. Why did that go wrong? Delete that. Yeah, and that, and that, and that, and that. That's pretty much right. Yeah, okay, let's try that again. I think I did overlap it because I was looking at the chimney and I was like, oh, we could just use the same chimney, but no, that's not right. So it would go there. And that all looks okay. Obviously we need to plug oxygen and everything, but that's fine. That can be done at another point. That's all fine. We could probably share the chimneys, not that it really matters. In fact, we couldn't because they do 36, so it'd have to be a separate chimney each, but that's fine. And then this one would go here. And I think that's all okay. Obviously, we'd have to look at, this is the slag output, but that was just there for like a depth sort of idea, wasn't it? Yeah, I think that all looks okay. And then if we did copper, we're not going to want that pipe there, but that's fine. So copper would go here. That all looks okay, except we missed... Why has that got two and that hasn't got another one? That would go there. And obviously we don't really want that pipe at the end, but it is what it is. That would go there. Because they only take 24, so that could share that belt. That's fine. Yeah, and that would have to go there like that, but that's fine. And then... Oh, now it is getting a bit messy because everything's... Oh, no, I want to cut now, don't I? So if I cut that... Pop that there. And just get rid of some of these pesky little extra bits we don't want. Like that. And if for some reason we also deleted some of these. I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, so that is a lot. So we would want all of that. And all of that would start not there, which is where I was sort of originally planning it, because we'd actually want space for the this as well. So this would have to go about... Oh, I can't even fit it there because it's not enough space. Ha 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 ha! If we cut all of that and just try and shift it up. I just don't have the space for it. Is there anywhere else it would go? No, I don't really have the... It's really destroying my frame rate doing this, by the way. You can probably tell. You can probably tell. Genuinely don't have enough space to plan it. What to do about that? What to do about that? Not a lot I can do about that. I just don't have the space for it. Okay. Okay, what do we do? Yeah, we wouldn't want that. So it's about a square and a half plus an extra tile. About a square and a half plus an extra tile. How many bits is all that, by the way? 5,500. Okay. So we would want, if we started here, give it a bit of space, so we want a square and a half. So if we started this here, and now I can't even see it. There. I think that's about where we'd want it. We'd have to do slightly bigger belts for the construction, but that's fine. And that all doesn't quite fit in at the moment. Okay, so how would we plan that? We could do the copper first. If we could find a way of planning where the copper would go. That's the thing. If we just zoom in a little bit. It really doesn't like moving this many things around. That does have enough space at the back. The trucks wouldn't be able to get through the back, but that shouldn't be a problem because we've got so many belts dealing with everything. And we could always send diggers to dig out another another row behind it. It's just how we would plan fitting that in. What are you currently, what is the flattenator currently? Yeah, let's just make sure. So if we tell you just to do that bit to start with. And we'll see how that goes. Okay. Okay, we have no spare housing. So down to speed 1, that's still paused. That is purely from people just giving birth. That's crazy to me. That seems to be going up so fast, but we can Unity one of those. That's fine. That'll get us extra housing. I was thinking about where we could squeeze some extra housing in. We could do it here. We'd have to move the waste disposal, but that's not much of a problem. We could just stick that up there on that corner. We'd have to move that mining tower, but that would give us another block of 9. And it would be a relatively easy block of 9 without one, because we wouldn't want to come out this way. Because that's going to start, if we bring that up, that's going to start going over the iron. And we don't want it too close to the iron mine because it might start getting undermined, which would obviously we don't particularly want. So then we're looking at going this way, but then we'd have to get rid of our rainwater harvester. So I think if we do that tile of 9, but not the middle one, that would be settlement must remain contiguous. Okay. Like that. But that is going to block off access here. Maybe that's not such a good idea then. I could move the captain's... I might have to move the captain's office. Can you only have one captain's office? Can you not build another one? Where is... Doesn't really matter where it goes, but you can only build one. That's fine. We will remove that. We do have a grade 2 captain's office. Also adds 100% increase in quick trade volume. Takes a lot more people to work it, but we've got lots of spare people. I'm just going to go with the 1 for now. I'm going to put it over here because it's just out of the way. And I don't know if that keeps our edicts. We'll have to have a look at that in a moment. Okay, so that's the housing planned. We've got a sort of a rough idea of what we're going to do here. We just need to figure out how we are going to plan all of that in. The only thing I can do... Don't know how... I placed these bits down, but we don't want them there, because when it comes to doing building... We don't want any erroneous bits. Like, I don't know if there's a way of only... Like, if we pause the game, copy this, put this somewhere, it doesn't really matter, next to this water tower. So if we put that there and then say delete, yes, it marks everything for deletion, and we don't want that. We only want the delete to delete the ghost buildings, and I don't know if there's a way of doing that. Suppose we could cut. So if we put this... There's nowhere really for me to put it. If we put it there, and we had some other bits over here, and we wanted to keep those bits but get rid of these bits, we could do that. Okay, yeah, okay, there is a way we can do it then. Okay. So let's let them do their bit over here. Try and finish getting rid of some of that and take it from there. I'd like to start planning the oil, but I can't really do that until I've got this down, because I suppose we could start planning in this area here. Because we are currently burning a lot of heavy and light oil. And I'd rather not be doing that. It's just because we're not using a lot of power at the moment. We could probably get some more production on the go. We've got full parts there and there. So let's think about getting some more vehicles done. So the iron mine, just to check, is now fully upgraded. copper mine, I think, is fully upgraded sort of by accident. Yes, it is. I don't know that we need 6 trucks for 2 of those, but it's fine for the minute. This one, yeah, needs lots of upgrades. Okay, let's do that. What was those messages? No available days to dump products. You're lying to me. Has no available designations to be mined in its area. So you've just finished flattening that. That's fine. Just carry on flattening, I suppose. Just go up there. I don't know what happens if we go up to the sea. Let's just do that bit. So now you do have stuff to continue flattening. And then we'll just start moving it across the beach. And then I suppose if we manage to empty the beach, we'll have to fill the beach with other stuff. You do have space to dump stuff. You're lying to me. You should be able to dump... Oh, you don't have space to dump stuff because we finished this. Oh my word. Let me grab one of you. Don't do that. Yes. We have to get rid of those rocks to get over there. But whoa, look at that. That's amazing. So now the question is, where's next? What resources do we need next? Well, there's water there. We already have access to this water here. We can get down to all of this. We can get to this. We can get down to this coal. We can get to this copper. We can... Oh, there's a tiny little route there. So we can actually get over here to this iron as well. So if we had access to that, it'd give us that water. But that's a long way to drive. So I think this water is probably the next point for us to look at doing. Just saw a Discord notification pop up on my phone saying there's an update for Captains of Industry. Captain of Industry, I should say. So where would we want to do this? It's a little bit here, but there are sort of trees in the way. And there's a little bit here, but there are trees in the way there. I think if we tell them just to dump on top, it will get rid of the trees. I don't really want to get rid of a lot of trees, but if we could get up there, I suspect they'd be able to get up there okay. So let's have a little look at this. If we said dumping designation, it's on about 37. So if we flattened it off at 37, that looks like that's way too low. If we flattened it off at 38, that looks better. There's a little bit to dump there. And then we came down here. I think that'll about do it. I think that'll about do it. And I'm pretty sure like there to there, or there to... Yeah, it's definitely a shorter route. There is also this quartz. We have this big quartz island over here. We could start maybe building a little bridge over there, because I don't think we have any quartz nearby at the moment. Not that I'm sure what quartz is actually for. Yeah, I don't think we have any quartz. Because that's limestone, isn't it? So maybe that's the next thing we'll do. Get access to this water. Should be seeing some trucks coming over here. Oh, maybe. Yeah, we are. And that, I don't think that'll take all that long to fill, really. There's not a lot for them to do there. I feel like you're all in danger of getting yourself stuck by just starting right in the middle. Not enough fuel to refuel a vehicle. I've got 1.4 thousand diesel, mate. Why are you lying to me? We've got full... That's everything. We've got so much diesel. It's fine. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so that's that sorted. We're sort of waiting for these to sort themselves out. We were going to upgrade the coal mine, weren't we? So if we say small excavator, 2 excavator on the coal mine, which doesn't have a name. Let's sort that problem out. Coal control tower. Coal control tower has 3 of them. Do 3 of them, that's fine. And then do pickups to trucks. You have 8 of them. Do 8 of them. Get them all done. Do you really just have small trucks there? You have 1. Okay. So that'll start that going. Is it already filled that in? Absolutely has. Come here, my little friend. Well, you say you can't get there. You can't get there. Okay. I guess we'll have to come up another one then. So if we just get rid of all of that. Flatten up to 39. Bring that back down. And then we'll have to... If we do... If we just do that... I think they'll definitely be able to get down there. This is quite a narrow little bit there, but there's not a lot we can do about that. That's fine. You should now be able to dump products. Yeah, there we go. I do feel like someone's going to get themselves stuck by dumping straight at the top. Yeah, I think all of you just got yourselves, and you've all got yourselves stuck. I think you two are okay. I think you are all stupid. So let's recover all of these vehicles. Oh, I think you just sorted yourself out. You're still complaining though, so I'm just going to get rid of you. Nope, you've also got yourself stuck by being idiots. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to... What is your plan? They are dumping a lot of waste. We did say did we get the burners, or is that something that's coming up? I can't see them. Is it this? Do we already have burners to burn waste? We do, and it doesn't make a lot of air pollution. I wonder if we should do that. Do you tell me how much waste... Is there a way of getting statistics on waste? So we're making about 37. And the burner does 18. So if we had 3 burners going, we could just get rid of all of our waste there. And we could belt them in. It'd be a bit of a temporary solution, but it would stop trucks having to do the waste, and it would stop waste getting dumped and creating... If we have a look here... Landfill pollution isn't overly high, and that will go down, but it takes 4 years for that waste to... I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. So we're going to want... 1, 2... No, we're going to have 2 belts, I think, aren't we? No, we're not, because it only does 30 odd. So if I do that... 1, 2... I think that's right. Do that. Tell these all to burn waste. Copy that everywhere. Unity that. And then tell trucks they can't pick up from there. And we will just burn that waste for now. Like I say, it's going to make a little bit of air pollution, but it only makes 9. Burner has no recipe selected. I mean, well, you should. Yeah, just burn it. Burn it all. Burn all the waste, and that should be fine. Okay, sweet. Can we unity this? What we're waiting for? Concrete blocks. We haven't got concrete blocks probably because we've been building stuff. We could think about... We do have a whole bunch of concrete blocks there. Receive from belts only if below 200. Oh no, because that hasn't been... I thought I was like, why have I set that up there? But I haven't. We do have 188 blocks. But you take 220, I see. So yeah, that's not getting built because this isn't filling up, basically. We could unpause more of this. Why not? Let's just make as many concrete blocks as we can. Okay, little bit of progress, Really need you to be doing more, but I think we need to make more excavators for that. I don't want to do that with any of the... I don't want to take any of these off, because I think we've reached like a nice equilibrium with those. This one is now full of limestone. Yes, it is. That's fine. Because this one's still producing the copper. And I think we're still doing... yeah, we're doing okay. So we could make a couple more excavators, or we could just upgrade these to bigger boys as well. Now, how many trucks do you have? And you have 8 trucks. How many lazy trucks do we have? We have 11 trucks doing nothing. Let's assign some big trucks to you, because you're just stood there doing nothing at the moment. And how is this going? It's still doing an upgrade. Waiting for an available depot. That's fine. After that, when you do small excavator, do large excavator, on the flattenator, max of 2, that's fine. Let's get those upgraded as well. We've already got big trucks coming over here. That's great. That'll hopefully just get that going a little bit faster. Okay. Housing 2 surfaces, but we need extra concrete for surfaces. Fertilizers we get from the oil production. No appropriate place to dump products. Does that mean you've finished? Where is it? There. I think you have. Yes. Yes, you have. Sweet. So we now have access to that water as well. I suppose we could start building down there just because it's not very far. That gets us access to more oil as well. It's quite a big old drop, but it is what it is. So let's go from here, flat, to 30. And then down we go. Yeah, that's quite a lot. That should take you a little bit of time. Assuming you can path through all those trees, which I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. And then maybe we'll think about doing that one over there, which gets us more water again. Okay. Okay. Coal's getting quite low. Iron's about halfway there. Coal's getting quite close to being done, though. We might have to think about starting on that coal mine soon. That's sort of a terrifying thought. The other thing we were looking at were the... oh, yours are very zoomed in. Were the contracts, because we haven't got the upgrade to do that. So we can get oil from there, and I was looking online that's a good thing. You just set your food up to do massive amounts of food, and then do the contracts. So what would we do? Oh, why is it showing me more contracts? It's confusing to me. Yeah, so you do this one here. Some of the traded products are not researched. Yeah, that's fine. We don't have that, so we can't set up that contract. That's okay. What does that diamond mean? Literally no idea. Do we have a contract for coal? Concrete for coal? That's not too bad. Maybe we'll think about doing that. I don't know how contracts work because I've never used them. And I also don't know if we need to upgrade these to do contracts. Where's the coal one? Concrete for coal. We probably do want to... well, the donation's been initiated. We just haven't delivered the cargo. Load ship. Oh, so I can only do one at a time. Oh, that's a bit of a pain. Okay, that's fine, whatever. You're upgrading. So oil would be the next thing. How do we plan My oil got so messy last time, which is why I want to just do sort of what I'm doing here and just have like a fresh start each time I need to do an upgrade, rather than trying to just jam things on the end. How are our concrete blocks doing? They're doing great. We've built this one. That should give us quite another boost of unity. We needed to check that our edicts were on. They are. That's wonderful. We have 1.25. I think we've tapped out our unity, or almost. So I might do that one. I'm not worried about the water usage because I think we're doing okay for water. Yeah, that one's actually gone up since the rain, so that's fine. How's all this doing? Looks like we're taking care of the excess. There's no fertilizer there, but that's fine. If we've got too much fertilizer, we've got too much fertilizer. Those potatoes don't appear to be moving at all. Those potatoes are not moving at all. Because that belt's trying to move them that way. Okay. That's obviously not right. So that's going to go with it. What's this? What is this one doing? Get rid of that. Flip that around. Join those together. So that one just hasn't been moving potatoes for 1,500 years. Okay. That's just a lot of wasted produce on the farms, but I guess if they couldn't store them, they wouldn't grow them, or did they grow them anyway and then not store them? Don't know how that works. That's fine. Whatever. Okay. Another problem sorted. Sort of waiting for these to be upgraded. I'm just really don't want to do the oil, if I'm being honest. But okay, fine. Let's do oil. So we already have the oil tanks here. They've got the priority, so we don't need to worry about oil tanks. So we would want basic distillers first. And let's again... Do we want basic distillers? Is that what one of these is? No, it's distillation. What does the oil go into? It goes into the distillation. We don't want a basic distiller. Yeah, because that just produces the diesel and waste. We want distillation. So on distillation stage 1. So that's going to take oil in and do sour water and stuff out. So we want one of those. That's going to connect directly to that. If we flip this around... Can you flip that around in an appropriate way that the steam... No. That's fine. At the moment we've got 2 of those, so we probably want 4 of those. Just to sort of future-proof, like I say. So that's distillation stage 1, which does the oil into medium and heavy and sour water. Then we've got the distillation stage 2, which does the medium into diesel and light oil. Then we have distillation stage 3, which takes the light oil and turns it into naphtha and fuel gas. Distillation stage 3 does the light oil. Is this the light oil? Yes. And it takes 30, they make 30. So this could just be plugged... Which way is it? This way. Plug straight into there. So we would have that. And that. Copy that, pop that there. Can we get this pipe over here? Yes. I'm not going to worry about the pipes yet. That's all going to come later. Yes, and we've got 2. That's 4. That's the stage 3, which gets the naphtha and the fuel gas. And then the cracking unit can turn heavy oil into diesel, but it needs hydrogen. And it can turn naphtha and steam into fuel gas and hydrogen. This is where I get so confused. It's absolutely horrible. I don't know. I just don't know. I simply do not know. I suppose our main... We can't actually burn diesel in these. That's just the same type again, isn't it? So there's no... Where's our power production? We do have a diesel generator. No, we need something to make steam. No, so there is no much burns diesel. Not that we necessarily want to burn diesel, of course, but... Anyway, I heard the ship return. That's wonderful. Did you not go? Go. Fine. Yeah, go. How is this doing? They're still on the little ones. Doesn't really tell you how many are left, does it? One more of those, a bunch more of those. Oh, that is the... So it's got one more truck and then it's going to start doing these over here. But they seem to be doing better with the bigger trucks anyway. And I could look up blueprints for this, but I don't want to look at blueprints for this. I want to be able to figure it out on my own. I'm just not sure I'm clever enough. So what do we want to do with the... What does this send out, actually? Naphtha. What do we want to do with the naphtha? Well, naphtha can be used to make rubber instead of the diesel. So we probably want to do that at some point. Where is... What is this called? It's just called just copy the rubber maker. It's fine. So we are going to want that and take that one off. So we may as well... Assuming we're running one of these, we're running two at the moment, so we're running two of those. So we're going to be making 48 naphtha quite easily, which is more than enough for the rubber. And the one rubber maker is taking it; it's doing absolutely fine. They both make 24, so we need one of those. I'm just going to put you like up there for the minute, and then get rid of you. And we also have this as well, don't we? I don't think we want any of that. Oh, there's the rubber maker. Don't actually want the rubber maker. So we have the hydrogen reformer, which can turn fuel gas into hydrogen and CO2. We are making fuel gas. We also have the cracking unit, but that needs hydrogen to turn the heavy oil into diesel. Or the heavy oil into naphtha, but I can't really see the point of that because we're already making naphtha. So really we want one of these using heavy oil with any excess going to a tank. So we're also going to need to set the boilers up and stuff, aren't we? Anyway, so this can use 20... No, because the heavy oil's being used... No, the heavy oil isn't being used, is it? No, so we're getting 24 up to, let's say, up to 48. So we'd want two of these. I'm going to take that and I'm going to flip this one and put that there. So we'd want two of these. To go somewhere around there. They're going to take the heavy oil and maybe make more diesel and a little bit of fuel gas, but they also need hydrogen. Okay. We could also take naphtha and make diesel. So we probably want to be doing that as well. We are making 48, 96 naphtha. This does, so that's basically another 1-to-1, isn't it? But we don't want those directly connected because I think we're going to want to... Well, why wouldn't we want them directly connected? Oh no, because that's using light oil, so that's not even the right... Well, it is naphtha. Going mad. Going mad. So that takes naphtha and hydrogen. We don't really want it directly connected because we don't currently have any hydrogen. And the hydrogen comes from fuel gas. That makes 24 naphtha. That uses 24 naphtha. So we potentially want... four of these. That does not look even close to being right. there. And they would also want, I think, to be this way. Because the naphtha would come in there. What else can we do? We can do naphtha and steam into fuel gas and hydrogen. What are we doing with our fuel gas at the moment? Like nothing, right? Just lots of things making it. So would we want... We can turn the fuel gas into more diesel and a bit of water, but we'd need oxygen. And then we have the fuel gas, we have the hydrogen reformer, I guess, which we want to use to make hydrogen and CO2. The CO2 will just dump into the atmosphere. I think you want all of these. I think that's the problem. Well, not all of them, but we want this one, turn the heavy oil into diesel. We want to turn the naphtha into diesel. We want to turn the naphtha into fuel gas and hydrogen. If we don't have hydrogen... So if we have hydrogen, run that. If we don't have hydrogen, do this. How did I get... Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone wrong. How has that all gone wrong? Because you're the... No, you are naphtha. But there should be 4 of you, shouldn't there? Yeah, you're the heavy oil. Okay. And you're 24. Wait, no. No, that's why, because I only need 2 of the heavy oil. Wait, I get myself really... Oh, what? How have I managed to do that? Right. So we've got heavy oil and heavy oil. We have... Yeah, that covers all the heavy oil. And then we have these 4 doing naphtha into fuel gas and hydrogen if we don't have hydrogen. And then we have these 4 doing naphtha and hydrogen into diesel and fuel gas if we do have hydrogen. And I think that's on, because then we also want to turn fuel gas into diesel, but only probably if we're full of hydrogen. I mean, how much fuel gas are we making here? So that's 24, 48, plus all the extra fuel gas from all of these, which is another 48, another 48, another 12, 24, plus another 12. So we probably want 4 hydrogen reformers, I would have thought. So we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're going to make hydrogen and CO2. And then we also want... They're going to take it out of fuel gas, but if we have excess fuel gas, we turn the excess fuel gas into more diesel. What happens if we fill up on diesel? Just none of this runs, basically, right? Which I guess isn't the end of the world. So if we also did this... I mean, how many of these would we need? I have literally no idea. Well, this is doing 96. So, I guess if we did 3 of these, but then we may as well just do 4 to keep it square, right? I mean, what's the point? would be that way around, I think, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I think that's everything we would need. And then we need to figure out like all the balances and all the absolute mess that goes in between it, which we'll have to sort of plan in this sort of layout. And then think about how it's going to work later on. Okay. So we have some distinct sort of chunks. So if we can sort of try and get like some pipe work down the middle, I think. And then a bunch of storages on this side. Oh man, our fuel gas is full. That's crazy. Maybe we do need to set up a flare for fuel gas. Because if we're not using up all the fuel gas, I suppose that one's probably not full over here though, is it? I probably want an alert on this one if it's full. Let's do that. The potatoes are now not being processed quick enough. Could almost do with another one of those, couldn't we? Problems. How are we doing over here? You are nearly done with this little bit. You have got the bigger excavators now. No, you don't. I'm a liar. Why don't we have the bigger excavators? Because you are still doing these trucks. Thought you only had one more to go, but obviously not. You're waiting for no, we're waiting for vehicle parts. We don't have vehicle parts because both of these are paused. Okay, well let's unpause one of those. Otherwise you're never going to get there. That makes 16, you use 8. That should be fine, okay. It's going to use a little bit more electronics, but maintenance is fine for now. May as well get rid of that because I'm not going to do that anytime soon. Okay. Okay, and how's our... How? So at some point that must have got pathable. So they Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. There's a path there already. We don't need to be doing this. There's already a path there. Trucks can get down there. Stop it. Stop what you're doing. Stop. I'd like to know where it is. I suppose if we just get rid of, like, that bit. And if you dump on that little bit there, then, well, no, I don't want you to. Get rid of that. Okay, so we can already get down there as well. Which gives us access to... copper? Yeah, copper. And that oil. And that coal. So we could start building up here to get to this water and stuff. But I feel like we've got access to a lot of resources. I'm going to start building a bridge over here. Where would the best place to do that be? Where's the little trucky boy? Trucky boy? Trucky boy. So you can get to here. And there's a nice shallow bit there as well. I'm just thinking that bit's a bit closer. So if I said dumping designation from here, should we do it at the 3 or should we go down here? Into there. Or do I want... I probably want to do it from there, don't I? And get rid of that one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bridge over to our next island. Okay. Dumping's going good. Dumping's going absolutely wonderfully. And now this should actually be getting the vehicle parts. Slowly. Slowly. But it's getting them. Which is the main thing, I guess. Okay. How are you doing for time? Oh, it's been an hour already. Oh, man. Oh, man. Focus on just that little bit there. Because that might give us enough room to actually start thinking about doing that next time. So do that. Unity is still ticking up, and we're only doing that much. We have no available place to dump products. Yes, you do. I just gave you a place to dump products. There. Oh, yeah, you do, because I can see the truck zooming down there to do it. Do we have lots of concrete? Yes, we do. So if we said we didn't want to use this, how would we do that? Well, we're already told trucks they can't export from it, so that's fine. But trucks can export from this one, and they can also import to it, which is probably unnecessary, but I suppose if there's excess stuff anywhere. So if we just did a little bit of this as well, which of these surfaces do we think? I think the cobblestone one kind of loses it when you zoom out a bit. Same with the red brick, it gives it a different color, but I don't know if I want a whole map to be that color. I kind of like these two. Kind of like those two, and they were just called stone surfaces. That one's a bit mottled, that one's a bit not. I think I might go with the mottled one, just for a bit of texture when we do zoom in. So if we just do a little bit of this, and then we just start, well, the first thing we should do is sort of what I mentioned before, where around these towers, if we just pop some in there, because if the trucks stop around here, it just uses up a little bit less maintenance. Just a little bit less maintenance. And it will start adding just a little tiny bit of color and properness. It's not a word, but I'm using it. To our map. And then if we start planning out like all the way down here, that could all be done. And we may as well just carry that on down there. And do all of that as well. And for some reason they come over here. So do you know what? Just do all of that. That's fine. There's a huge bunch over here. We're about to do a bunch of building here, so I'm not going to worry about doing that at the moment. We may as well do like this bit, and then this bit. So I'm about to start building stuff there. So actually, no, get rid of that. And then like as much as you can do down there and up there. And then just do all of that as well. That's fine. Yeah, let's start getting some I've never done this. So I'm probably going a bit overboard, but I'm kind of excited to see it. Just the bits which look like they are particularly well travelled. I mean, this bit here, but that's only because those are there at the moment. But if we could just do like all of this. And at some point we will start building over them. I did see that the maintenance benefits of using concrete don't apply to buildings. Not a lot of point in doing that because we're going to be getting rid of all that soon. Let's just leave it at that. And we're going to start seeing concrete filling in. Little concrete slabs. Little delicious concrete slabs. That is so cool. So any excess concrete blocks we have, they'll start doing that. Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love that. We're down to 21 houses already. Let's unpause this one. Oh, let's just Unity build it. Got lots of Unity. Let's not worry about it. Let's... Can I not demolish surfaces? And there's also a paint. What does this do? Oh. You can paint little lines on stuff. Oh. Oh, well that's interesting. Nothing really shows up particularly well on this stone though. Maybe I should have done the concrete. And that's interesting. But yeah, we're starting to get surfaces. Oh man, I'm so excited about the surfaces. Looks like you have finished doing what you should be doing. So now let's just go to like here and just tell you to do that bit. And then I'm gonna... Oh, our trucks are actually busy. Probably because of the extra concrete stuff. They're just constantly moving concrete around now. Look at the fleet of trucks coming over to the excavator. There's only one excavator there. Does that mean... Yeah, we are upgrading that excavator. Nice. So we're going to have 2 large excavators working there in a moment. So, okay, we do need to start thinking about finishing up, but I would like to try this first. So if we copy all of this, and we said we were going to give it 1, 2 tiles. So we're going to put this there. Now, obviously, a lot of that isn't going to be in position to be built because it's all in the way. And I feel like our copper didn't fit in. Some of it did. 1, 2, but there should be a 3rd one there. So we still don't quite have enough room to fit all the copper in, but we can fit in 1. And that 1 copper is going to make us... As in when I say 1, like if we... No, let's just do it how we were doing before. If we cut... that... This one is going to be doing 48.96. We are currently making... Did I? We are currently making 96. So that would just equal... I feel like one of these has been deleted. And I don't know how. And yeah, nothing can get to any of these now, but that's fine because I can just get rid of like all of that. Is this right? So you're doing copper. You go to these, you make 12, so 2 of those to 1 of those. You 2 to you and you 2. No, so that is right. Okay, I'm just gonna. So we actually were doing less. We're doing 3, 24, 72, I think. So if we just get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. I think that's what 1 copper 1 looked like. What we could do is just copy this and put it over the top, although I cannot. Why is that not fitting if that's copper? Copper. Copper. Well, yeah, well, one of those is missing, but it won't go there because of the high terrain. Okay. Why does it feel like that stuff isn't fitting? I think it is. I think it is now. I think I'm just being silly. doesn't. It feels like something's wrong, doesn't it? But I guess it's because of that belt there, because that's part of the old one, I think, wasn't it? So it'd be something like that. And then we'd also need to get sand and coal in. Well, that's the other thing, I suppose. We'd have to have like temporary buckets for that, wouldn't we? But it would go there. And if we just take a look, so that should be lined up with that. Yeah, so that's lined up with that. Fine. Yeah, I think it's a slightly messy way of doing it. But I think it's the only way we're really going to get to a point where we can comfortably upgrade this. Because if we get this built and plug the copper in... Is that lined up? It hangs 2 over... No, it doesn't line up. Because they go up 1 there. Because they don't need to be... They could go up 1. They don't need to be that close. But if I'm going to do that... Well, let's not do that. I suppose I... Yeah, okay. So let's do that, but then let's also do that to all of the other ones. Just so we know we're not... Yeah, because all the other ones are about as close as they can get. It's only this one which is for some reason sticking out an extra bit. There we go. Okay. So I think it's should be in line now. It sticks over 1. Yes, in line with those ones. So we could then just belt that copper directly into here. Yeah, and then just upgrade that belt to a 200. And I think that's in the right position. We might need to double check that next time. We will also need to think about how we are going to get the sand and the coal in there at the moment. We're just going to have like a bucket for copper, coal, and sand, I think. You should now be fine. Is that just because I haven't unpaused you since? Yeah, I think so. But trucks are driving literally right past you. So there's, I hope you're lying to me. If I just pause and unpause you. Yeah, I just watched a truck deliver to you, so you are definitely lying to me. That's fine. That's fine. And then we can fit more copper in next to it when we get to it, if we should need it. And then when we do eventually get all of this, those belts don't line up. Oh no, that's because the belts go back further, don't they? When we eventually get the rest of it replaced, and we can get the big old thing in there, whatever it's called, ore sorter, then we can just belt everything in so it's automated. But it's going to be a little while until we do that, I think. I don't know if we want to maybe think about... Do we have bigger storages yet? We're not upgraded. No, we only have the Unit 2 storages. Oh man, look at the surfaces! I love it. I love it. Do we maybe just want to double up the storage, particularly for the... If we come over here a second... Yeah, it's a lot of 2s and a lot of 1s. A lot of 2s and a lot of 1s. So I'm tempted to do that for the minute. We're getting a mixer Mark II. Is that a problem? Where do we use mixers? Over here. That's the mixer, isn't it? I don't think that's a problem. Like, it's not going to break anything, I don't think, which is the main concern. And we probably also need to Yeah. Upgrade a whole bunch of those. And if we can, Unity them. Because our wood storage... There is an alert on that, but I never see it pop up. Alert, notifier full. I keep seeing the fuel one pop up. We've got no available place to dump products. Oh, I think it's just because trucks are, yeah, they're just taking up all the space. Of course, we're not dumping any rubbish now, any waste. That's just getting burnt off. So we will probably see that our air pollution will go up. But over time, in fact, our land pollution has just disappeared. Has it already been 4 years? It might have already been 4 years. So I think we no longer have land pollution. And we will have better ways of dealing with the air pollution soon. The vehicle pollution is quite minimal, really. It's 10% of our total pollution. The water and the air is the main thing. There are going to be ways of dealing with that. We get the water treatment plant, which will deal with wastewater. But we need chlorine for that. Where do we get chlorine? From brine. Oh. Okay, well we might need to deal with that. And then that also produces sludge, which we can burn or turn into fuel gas. I guess we'll have to turn into fuel gas. And that goes in the anaerobic digester, which I guess we get at some point soon as well. Don't know. But there is a way... I need to look at doing the ship bridge as well. Let's have a look at that in a second before we finish up. We do probably want to look at doing household goods as well. Glass, steel and wood. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing to have. Where does that... I thought it said there was a separate... Or have I not researched it? No, I've researched it. Household goods module. Attached to the settlement. Where is that? Am I mad? What? It's blue. It's being researched. That's what blue means, right? Oh, it means I haven't researched it. Okay, that's fine. But we might want to look at doing that at some point as well. I'm guessing we already had that, and that's planned into the... Planned into all this? I didn't just do that, did I? No, that is blast furnace 2. So okay, fine. So we don't need to worry about household goods. There was something I said, I'm going to look at that before we finish up. What was I looking at? What on earth was I looking at? I was looking in here, I was looking at stuff. I was like, oh, look at all this stuff. Got no idea. Bigger storage would be nice. Can we see bigger storage anywhere? I don't think that's very far away. We have the incineration plant there. Oh, that's what we talked about before, isn't it? That's just a different way of burning waste, but you get a bit of steam for it. Which is probably better than just burning it in a burner. Where's the large store? Oh, it's there. Let's get that queued up. I would like that. There, I saw all the pollution. So this one, we can make this building, which takes an exhaust and a bit of water and produces a bit of sulfur and a bit of CO2. And CO2 isn't amazing, obviously. But we can put that into... Well, we could do that to make some fuel gas. Or we could turn it into graphite, but I don't think we're going to have that for a little while. So do we just burn it? It's 900 CO2 makes 225. 900 exhaust. So yeah, if we can make it into CO2, it's about half as polluting, which isn't bad, obviously. Or you can mix it with limestone, or you still get the CO2, but you just don't get the exhaust. guess we want to do that. I thought that was better than that, to be honest, but still. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then the arc furnace does that stuff we're not too worried about. Okay. Vehicles are a little bit overworked. That's not a problem. It's probably just because they're shipping materials all the way over here. No, where did we put our dump? Oh yeah, no, we were doing it over here, weren't we? Of course, we're making our next little land bridge. Which is getting there. So they're complaining they can't get anywhere. They definitely can. It will sort itself out. Okay, definitely time to finish up now. Been about an hour and 20 minutes. So, what have we done today? We have started planning the next stage of our oil refinery. I think the number of those buildings is suitable. I might even plan out space to double them up again, because it doesn't take up too much room based on like how much room we've got here. If we just doubled them up again, I think that wouldn't be the end of the world, and it's just overkill, but it's sort of what we're doing here, where we're just saying like, so this produces 24 iron. So 2 of these make 96. And we are currently making 12, 24, 48, 72. So 2 of those smelters does more than we are currently doing with 3. So we're giving us a lot of room for expansion with the extra 2 in there. Now maybe come the future, when we come on to the next tier of stuff, I look at it and go, actually, that's not quite enough. But it is going to take up huge amounts of space. Like if we line this up with the copper, yeah, it's going to come sort of in line with here. So it's a lot of space it's going to take up. And if we get to the point where that's not enough, maybe we need to think about like moving the whole, I don't know what we're going to do. Panic, I think. Food. We are still not getting rid of all the potatoes. The potatoes are a problem. They are a problem. And we're already doing like a whole one of these. Do we need another one of these? It seems like it's going to start getting crazy. We already have more. We already have more fuel gas than we know what to do with. That's probably why they're not doing anything. Because the fuel gas keeps filling up. They're both a priority, and if I don't make that a priority, like if I take the priority off that one, it's like we need an extra balancer here to say prioritize the fuel gas, because these will get burned off if they fill up, but the fuel gas doesn't. And then yeah, so anyway, started planning out this. We've planned out the length of this. We've started doing some paving, which I absolutely love. These are all working flat out and making us lots and lots of concrete blocks. Although saying that, no they're not, because why are you not making concrete? Because you, for some reason, are pointing that way. So you 3 are only feeding that one. So that's been affecting our concrete production for some time. There's always something. There is always something which knackers a system. So we've already filled, we haven't already filled up, but we're making lots more of the construction parts. We do have to keep a bit of an eye on our electronics, but we're doing okay for the minute, actually. Electronics and other bits. It looks like we finished upgrading all the vehicles. Yes, we have. So if we just pop around to all of our towers quickly, you have got all upgraded vehicles. You have got all upgraded vehicles. You have got all upgraded vehicles. You have got a bunch of trucks still, but you've only got 2 excavators. And you do not have upgraded vehicles. So we'll look at upgrading the sand mine next time as well, just for fun. It doesn't really need it, but I suppose we're using more sand at some point, so it's not going to hurt. And then we also need to look at upgrading the other 45 trucks we have. Man, that is going to be a lot of parts. That is going to be a lot of parts. Our tree harvesters are doing good work. Oh, that's because that's only got the one belt there. I suppose I could... No, so it doesn't really matter if it's upgraded or not. How much wood do we have? 20,000. Stupid amounts of wood. Where is... Does our thing not come back after it's delivered stuff either? I guess not is the answer to that. So we can start loading that up to fix the other ship we have. We do have a coal mine up there, don't we? It does take 200 Mark III construction parts, which is a lot. But, seeing as we are... It's not looking good for coal. It's not looking amazing for coal. Obviously, we will dig down to get out the remnants underground as well, but we are using a lot of coal, and that's only going to start increasing if we get this done. Anyway, I need to finish up. We've done lots. I'm really happy with how this is going. It's all a lot of planning at the moment, and I don't know... Like, I love it. I hope you love it. I don't know whether it's the most exciting thing to watch when I spend most of the time looking at this, but this is what the game is. It's about... You know, you put a bunch of stuff down, you unlock the next tier and you go, well, crap, none of that's any good anymore. I have to start from scratch, and you have to plan out how to do it. And I'm just trying to be a lot more concise with my planning. Not that you can really tell sometimes, because look at that mess. And look at this mess we got up here with all the pipes going everywhere. But I'm just trying to think about when we get to the next stages, how we can do things better and try and future-proof a little bit. Like right now, we only have... one oil thing coming in, but we do have another oil rig somewhere, don't we? Do we? Yes, down there we do have another oil rig, so we could get this one doing oil as well and bringing in... Right now this oil rig is doing 120 a second. We could upgrade it again, but that takes massive amounts. So we could do 2 of those, bringing in 240 a second, essentially, and actually have need for 4 of these. Which is why I'm thinking we may need to double that up again. I don't know. I might look at some people's like blueprints, not for ideas on how to set it up, because I think I know what I'm going to do, which is sort of roughly like this. Double it up, have pipes through the middle at the various tiers, because there's only so many outputs we should have, right? Like, we shouldn't have any light oil anymore, because that's just going directly into this. So we shouldn't have any light oil. Heavy oil should be going into this, but yeah, just have like all the pipes, if we can, going through the middle. Or maybe have like one lot here, one lot here, one lot on the outside. All the storages over here, we need to also plan and all the... Yeah, it's what the game is. I love it. I hope you love it. If you are enjoying it, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, tell you to load up for the cargo ship. Thank you very much for joining me.